Hi, so first let us quickly understand the cluster setup here. Understand the cluster setup with a control plane and two worker nodes A and B here. So the control plane manages the cluster and a scheduler runs the decision making process from here. So the actual workload, meaning the pods, will run on the worker nodes. So in our demo we have worker node A and worker node B. So remember, control plane manages worker nodes run the application pods. So now, next we have label the worker nodes here. So worker node A is labeled as type SSD and worker node B is labeled as type HDD. So these labels tell Kubernetes what kind of node it is. Later the scheduler will use these labels to decide where the pod should actually run. Now let us move to the node affinity YAML demo, this idea. So here we are creating a pod named node affinity pod and it is using the nginx image here. So the main section is affinity and inside that we have used node affinity. So now the important line here is the required during scheduling and ignored during execution here. So this means the rule is strict during the scheduling. So then we have defined the matching condition, which is type, and the operator is in and the value is SSD. So this YAML simply says that schedule the pod only on the node where the label SSD is there. So now let us see how Kubernetes the this YAML. So now let us apply the manifest here. The pod request goes to the scheduler here, and the scheduler checks the node affinity condition. So it asks, is there any worker node with label type SSD? So worker node A has type SSD here, so it matches worker node B has a HDD, so it does not match here. So that is why the pod gets scheduled on the worker node A. So the pod would remain in pending state, which has the but which does not have the SSD. So point here is that the result is simple, that pod is created successfully and is scheduled on the SSD label. So this proves the node affinity. So node affinity tells the Kubernetes that do not place the pod randomly. Place it only on the node that matches the label condition here. So the flow is like check the first of all check the cluster, then labeling the node, then we have to create a YAML file and apply the manifest, and then we have a scheduler which places the pod on the matching node. Thank you, and we are moving forward to practice all these conditions and the affinity rules. So before doing anything, we have to start the cluster. But here I need to check whether it is in working like stage or not. So we'll check with this command. So we will get the yeah. So everything is running and is configured here. Okay. So now what we will do. We will create a directory here. Okay, so we also need a kubectl to talk to the cluster, and we will keep our YAML file in the dedicated folder. Okay, so as we have already checked that these are the nodes, and we can check it like this also with this command about the detail. See, all are in ready status, and these are the, like, this is the control plane master, and this is the 2 and 3 is the are the worker nodes. Okay, so now we have to create a folder where we can save our YAML files. So we have created this folder, Kubernetes Affinity Project, where we will save our YAMLs. So now we have to label our node here. Okay, because by default Kubernetes does not know like which machine has SSD, like fast storage or HDD. Okay, so we add labels like stickers to describe them by labeling nodes, or we are telling Kubernetes that this machine has fast storage and this machine has lower storage. So that is why we use Kubernetes SSD HDD, so that Kubernetes can place workload on the right kind of hardware. So we will label our M02 SSD and our M03 worker node as HDD. Okay, so now we will check why it is not getting labeled. Just give me one moment. So now actually it has already been labeled earlier, so need to remove the label and then we have labeled it again. So yeah, so moving forward here, so after labeling those this type in those nodes, we have to get like we have to enter this command and get the details of nodes and check whether what kind of label they have got. So here we will check that that this is the SSD type MM2, this Minikube 2, okay, and here it is written this type SSD for Minikube 3 nodes, okay. So now it has already been labeled. Now, so we will create a pod that says I must run on a node with SSD. So this is a node affinity. We will do it here. So let's break it down in the YAML file here. Okay, so we have to create one YAML file with the text editor Nano. Okay, you can use any other text editor if you are using right now. So Nano node affinity pod dot YAML. Okay. Okay, so we have created this, and now what we will do, we have to paste here this. Okay, so what is this telling? API version has been, which tells you Kubernetes we are using the core, and then pod we are creating a pod resource. Then there is a metadata name here. The pod will be named node affinity. Okay, and the container is nginx. Inside the pod we run the container. Then image is that where the container uses the nginx image. Then there is affinity equals to node affinity, which is required during scheduling, ignored during execution, is a strict rule. Okay, which is a node affinity rule we are using. Then is selector term is conditions for selecting nodes. Then match expression is expressed to match the node labels, which is disk type. Okay. Then an operator in means the value must be what is SSD. The value we required is SSD. Now we save this and we will apply this file. Yeah. So now you can see. Okay, let me just check. Okay, because there is an issue here. Okay, we haven't written this. Okay, we have created with some other name because we have not uses this. Okay, we have used, so we have to apply this. Let me just node affinity hyphen po, and then this node affinity hyphen po. Yeah. So there was a little spelling mistake here for with which it was showing error. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have already created this file. Okay, and now we have to apply this after creating it with with this. Okay, so now it's already done. Okay, and the pod node affinity pod is also created here. Yeah. So it is created on Minikube M02 because we have written already that it should be, or we have written that
particular label, which is SSD on Minikube 02, that it is going to save there. Okay.
So let me explain in a very simplest way possible. So imagine in a classroom, each bench is a node. Each bench has some sticker here. These are the labels. And the students are like application, or you can say a pod. So now the teacher says here only sit on benches which have SSD or NVMe stickers only, or the labels only. So can a student sit anywhere or only where stickers matches? No. Actually, pods don't choose randomly. They follow some rules. So let's convert this classroom into a real system here. So we have three nodes mentioned here: node 1, node 2, node 3, which has some labels defined: SSD, HHD, HDD, and NVMe. So if a pod says that like suppose there is a pod which says I only want to sit on a node which has a specific label which is SSD, which is a node 1. So this decision is taken by the scheduler. Okay, so it finds the right node automatically. So scheduler is nothing but a placement decision maker. So there is a rule which we were talking about is this a hard rule which we call it pod will only run on the machine node, which is required during scheduling, ignored during the execution. Okay, so affinity, like this rule of choosing the right node is called node affinity. Okay, so affinity means this means preference or requirement, you say. So this is how we write the rule of code, where we simplify by using it the key which is written this type, and the value are mentioned SSD and NVMe. So we are telling Kubernetes to run this particular pod only on nodes where this type is, or the labels are SSD or NVMe. So now pod is created, scheduler checks node here. Okay, then scheduler checks the node and it matches the label. If the match found, that pod runs, and if not, then the pod waits or in the pending status. So if no bench has the right sticker, the student just stands and wait. So this is a strict rule where it is written no match or pod will not run. Then it's very simple to simplify this. If there is no SSD or NVMe bench or the node, students cannot sit anywhere. Students are like pods. Okay, so there is one more rule which is preferred. Okay, preferred during scheduling and ignored during execution. So here in this particular flexible rule, we try to match, but if not, then run anywhere. So teacher says try for SSD and NVMe or this particular benches. If it's full, then you can sit anywhere. So it is like that. It is a very flexible rule which can be used. Then here some values are written which you can say in means must be in the list. Label value is in the list. Then not in in means label value is not in the list. Then exist means label key exists. So these are just the way to define the rules like filters. Okay, so just remember, we like if one or more nodes match, then pod is scheduled on one of them. If no nodes match, then pod remains pending. With preferred rule which we have discussed here, if no nodes match, pod can run anywhere. Okay, so node affinity simply means right pod on the right node, but with the preferred we can sit anywhere, or we can or the pod can run anywhere in the node. But with this strict rule here, right pod on the right node. So think of Kubernetes like a classroom which we have discussed here. Nodes are benches, labels are stickers, and the pods are students. So a student can sit only where the rules allow, with a strict rule allow. So like only on SSD or NVMe bench. So in real system, Kubernetes scheduler checks all nodes and places the pod correctly. The rule-based placement is called node affinity here. And if the rule is strict, the pod won't run without a match, and if it's a flexible one, then it can run anywhere if needed. So that is how Kubernetes ensures the right application runs on the right machine. Now in this phase we are focusing on pod affinity. So the goal is here to understand how Kubernetes can place pods close to other matching pods. So this is useful when related pods need to stay together for better communication. So this is our cluster view. We have one control plane here which manages the cluster, and then we have multiple worker nodes which are the actual machines where pods run. So in pod affinity, the scheduler does not mainly look at the node labels. Instead, it looks for where matching pods are already running. So next we are creating a deployment which will launch pods with the matching labels. So the key idea is very simple. The new pod should try to run near pods with the same label. Now now let us look at the most important fields in this YAML. Okay, so first we'll see the replicas, which is written 2. So this means Kubernetes will create 2 pods here. Okay, so second, app front end. So this is the label used for matching. So now the most important section is pod affinity. So this tells Kubernetes that the pod should be placed close to another pod with the same matching labels. So then we have a topology key here. So this is very important because it means the scheduler should consider the same node as the placement boundary. So in the simple words, like Kubernetes is being told that if you find a pod with same or with the label app equals to front end, then place the new pod on the same node. Now how the scheduling works. So let us see that how it actually works. So a new pod is created here. So here what is it happening is that the Kubernetes scheduler, it checks the cluster and asks, is there already a pod with label app equals to frontend running on any node? If the answer is yes, then the scheduler places the new pod on the same node. So the both matching pods stay together. If it's not matching, if it says no, then depending on the rule and configuration, the pod may remain pending or Kubernetes may choose the best available placement. But in this demo, the focus is on showing that matching pods are scheduled together. So now we have the final observation here is that the deployment, okay, so the deployment is created successfully here, and the 2 matching front end pods are scheduled on the same worker node. The clearly demonstration pod affinity in action. So in short, pod affinity helps Kubernetes place related pods together, which can improve locality and the communication efficiency. So pod affinity simply means keep similar pods close to each other. So let's understand this with a simple classroom example here. So imagine there is a classroom where students are working in a team, and students from the same team prefer to sit together here. So because it helps them collaborate and work better. So just like that in Kubernetes, pods that belongs to each team, for example, pods with label app equals to web, and there is pod equals to app, like equals to app or any other database. So these are like here two teams, A and B. So these are placed together on the same node. So now let's move to the cluster view here. Here we have multiple nodes. Okay, node 1, node 2 and node 3, which is like bench 1, bench 2 and bench 3. Okay, so on node 1 you can see web application here. So web pods are already running on together here. And node 2 there is pods which are API pods, and they are grouped together. Exactly in node 3 we have other labeled pods running in this particular node 3. So this is exactly what pod affinity does. It keeps similar pods on the same machine. Now let's understand how it works step by step. So first a pod is created with a rule that it wants to be placed near similar pods. Okay, the rule is nothing but this one, which is required during scheduling and ignored during execution. So the Kubernetes now, like Kubernetes scheduler is there, which checks all the nodes and looks for nodes where matching pods are already running. Okay, so if it finds it, then if it finds a matching node, then it places that particular new node there and keeping them together with that particular label. Then if not, then if there is no such node found, then Kubernetes will still run. The pod is on another node. So this is called like a best effort approach here. Okay, so this is where we define the rule. So we specify the label like app, we say app equals to web, or app equals to API. Okay, so these are the labels. So and Kubernetes understand that this pod should be placed near other pods with the same label. So like here it is written web equals like web hyphen front end. So this is the label. So now in simple terms we are telling Kubernetes here, like we also define something called a topology key, which is written here. Okay, so which usually means the same node. So in the simple term we are telling Kubernetes place this pod on the node where similar pods already existing. So pod affinity means keeping related pods together on the same node. So this improves the communication and the performance and makes your application work more efficiently.
So now we have to run, or we have to create pods that want to spread out, which is called pod anti-affinity deployment. So it is useful for high availability. So if one node fails, not all pods are lost. Okay, because it has been saved on different location. So for that also we have to create one file which would start from pod anti affinity dot YAML. Okay, so we have to create this file now. Okay, now you see deployment, like we're creating a deployment, then pod anti-affinity demo is the deployment name. Okay, so we will get a pod with this name here. Then the app is like backend, because deployment manages pods with the label backend, because previous pod was for front end. Okay, so this is affinity, anti-affinity, so it is going to um, save it on different nodes. Okay, so this is the strict rule we have got. Label selector we have got here, then backend is the pod with label. Okay, and this is a topology key which which tells that spread pods across different nodes. So now we have to save it and run. Now see this we have got three pods here with different work nodes, because we have selected three replicas, and we got these are in all the different nodes, minikube, that second worker node and the third worker node. So we have got this pod anti-affinity demo pods in different nodes here.
So it is one of the Kubernetes clever scheduling rules. Pod anti-affinity means keep these pods spread apart. So in simple term, Kubernetes tries to not to place pods with similar labels. So on the same node or within the same topology domain. So this helps preventing interference, then redundancy or the resource contentions. It tells Kubernetes if pod shares the same label, like app equals to web or app equals to DB. So don't sit with them together on the same node. Like spread them out across different benches or nodes to keep them independent. So we can here look at the cluster view example. So let's look how this plays out. So on node 1, like in bench 1, or we can say we have one pod which is equals to app equals to web, and then second pod is app equals to API. And on node 2 we have we can see like two pods which are labeled as app equals to web and app equals to web, like that's an anti-affinity violation. So here Kubernetes tried to place two pods from the same group together. So on this node 3 you can see or a bench 3 we have one pod which is labeled as app equals to web and the other labeled as app equals to other. So that is another success. So pods from different groups are spread apart here. So Kubernetes aims to distribute pod with the same label across different nodes, maintaining balance and isolation. So how it works? So the process are like this here. A pod with an anti-affinity rules is created. Then the scheduler looks for nodes that do not have already have the pods matching the labels. For example, app equals to web. So the scheduler will check. Then it places the pod on the node on a different node to keep them apart. Then if no such node exists, Kubernetes relaxes the rule and schedule the pod on the best available node. And this ensures that workload are spread and still maintaining the flexibility. So here we can see this pod YAML file. So here you can see this YAML file tells Kubernetes when scheduling this pod to avoid these nodes here. Okay, app equals to here, this is the value web, and the topology key defines how nodes are grouped here by its host name. So to summarize pod affinity, anti-affinity, it means Kubernetes tries to separate matching pods, and it is like seating students from same team at the different benches. So it ensures focus, balance, and better resource distribution across the cluster. In short, affinity, anti-affinity, it brings in pod affinity, it brings pods together, and in pod anti-affinity, they keeps them apart. So both working hand in hand to optimize the scheduling.
Okay, so now labels are explained to show that how metadata is there. Then node affinity, YAML line by line, Okay, so with and affinity and anti-affinity. So we are not just letting Kubernetes decide randomly. So we are guiding the scheduler to place pods in ways that improves the performance, reliability, and the efficiency. So this is a powerful tool for real world clusters, and now you've seen how to use it as a live. So if you have any doubt, please reach out to us and ping me any doubt of yours in the comment box. Thank you. So there are some multiple choice questions on node affinity, and pod anti-affinity. So please pause the video, check them, and mention your answers in comment box. So thank you for watching my channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow my YouTube channel for more videos like this.